Sat patiently observing. It's really good having like an open mic out here too on Sundays, like inviting out-of-town comics. I'm coming up from Salem, Oregon. I know you three have no idea where that is. I'm gonna try and explain what Salem, Oregon is like. It's basically, Oregon is this chaotic wasteland. So there's two cities in Oregon, basically. There's Portland and there's Eugene. Now Salem is there, but it's not really a city. Basically Salem is if you're taking a car from Portland to Eugene and you run out of gas halfway through. Like that's what Salem, Oregon is like. And then they got out of the car and they went, maybe someone should establish a government in this state. Like maybe something should be going on around here. And that's how they built Salem, Oregon. But that pretty much tracks with Washington State because we have Olympia. Olympia is like somebody walked all around Washington and they went, there is nowhere to buy meth anywhere. I'm gonna build my own meth alley right up Olympia. And then they went, hang on, should there be a government taking this meth away from me? Like maybe I should establish a government in Olympia. Like, I don't know what's going on. I ended up doing comedy because I do too much stupid shit to not tell people about it. I went to go buy shoes the other day, and I swear it's been a year, and I think they changed the rules for shoe stores. I went to the shoe store, I got sneakers, I go over to the counter, I put the box down, and the lady goes, "Are you ready to order?" And I go, there's just one like slight little problem. There's only one shoe in the box. And she looks at me like I'm an idiot, which I am, but she looks at me and she goes, "Did you try the display shoe?" I was like, try the display. Of course I tried the display shoe. It fit perfectly. That's why I'm coming to buy the sneaker. Of course I tried the display shoe. The other shoe is the display shoe. And I was like, but if the display shoe is taken down, what shoe will you display? And she's looking at me like, we'll just get another shoe. And I'm like, right, that's me. I'm not as well trained as you are. And she's like, "Sir, do you work here?" I was like, no, I don't work here. I work somewhere else. And she's like, "Oh, really? Where do you work?" I was like, I'm a waiter. Now, at the time, I was what they call woefully unemployed. So she's looking at me. She's like, "Oh, really? Where are you a waiter?" I'm like, I don't know. It's McDonald's. She's like, "They have that?" I'm like, yeah, of course they do. And at McDonald's, she's like, "Oh yeah, really? Is it hard being a waiter? I have a lot of waitress friends." I'm like, oh, it's so hard. It's so. And she's like, "Yeah, no, they always tell me like it's tough to deal with customers and stuff like that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really bad at dealing with customers. I'm so bad at talking with people." And she's like, "Really? You're doing fine right now?" I'm like, yeah, it's going great. So she goes, "Those sneakers, by the way, like a lot of people come in buying sneakers. Like, are they good?" I'm like, "So comfortable, even walking in my bed." And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person, don't judge, but like, I'm always wearing like fancy type shoes. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to my brain. I don't know what possessed me to do it. But I just feel my body leaning over the counter to check because I'm worried in my head, like, what if she's lying to me? You know, the thing I'm doing to her right now. Like, what would be happening?" I like lean over and she goes, "Sir, what are you doing?" And I'm like, I was just checking. And I run out of the store immediately. I didn't pay. I don't know what happened. It's like I got into the store, but the second that I was confronted with the reality that I have no idea how to buy shoes, everything fell apart. I was like, there's only one shoe. What do I do if there's only one shoe? Nothing's going to happen. But what am I going to get anywhere? Like, I'm worth this garbage. Yeah. I'm a waiter. That's what happened to my brain over the course of this encounter. It's very stupid. It's not the stupidest thing I've ever said. I've said a lot of stupid things in my life. Some of the stupidest were recent. I somehow ended up with a girlfriend. I know you're looking at me and you're thinking, the Beanstalk from Jack and the Beanstalk, how'd that happen? But it happened. I was sitting with my girlfriend and her mother. Now, her mother is divorced, and we were talking about weddings. It's just a general concept. And her mother was like, "It's so tough planning weddings, you know, like there were so many mistakes made at my weddings. It was like the flowers and the table runners, and I was like, oh yes, and the marriage, and that was the wrong thing to say. But that's the note that I will leave you on tonight. Thank you guys so much. You've been a good job.